I faced one of the greatest aquarium challenges that any aquarist will ever face, being away from my tanks. I was in London for 2.5 weeks, which meant no time to do water changes, to feed my fish, to check on them, to see if the equipment fails, to see that they're being properly fed, to check if they're alive. This experience will be separated into two parts, the first being the preparation and then the aftermath. I thought I'd share this with you, hoping that some of you might find it useful, perhaps in the future, or you might take away something that you like. Now, there were three main problems with this. Three problems that I would need to overcome. Number one being that Mochi, my Thai Snow White Calico Oranda, was still sick. In the previous video I showed him getting better, but he got another bacterial infection, this time on the other side of his body, and it was red. I don't have any footage of it. Number two, high nitrates. I live in a tropical country where the temperature averages 27 to 32 degrees, which is really high for goldfish. They survive, but they don't live nearly as long, and they grow faster and grow bigger faster, but they're more prone to diseases due to lower oxygen content in hot water, and their metabolism is higher. High metabolism in this case means more eating, more pooping, more ammonia, more nitrite, which my filters can take care of, but then more nitrates. So the problem lies with more nitrates. Now, nitrates can be removed using plants or water changes, and in my case, there are not nearly enough plants to take care of all the nitrates. I would need a bigger aquarium to have the space for enough plants to remove all the nitrates. So my only alternative is frequent water changes, and when I mean frequent, I mean twice a week. So in London, I would be missing 5 water changes, which would mean crazy high nitrate buildup. And high nitrates is never good. It leads to algae outbreaks and fish immunity being lowered, causing them to be more prone to diseases. Problem number 3 is that my equipment is not very reliable. For example, the heart of my goldfish aquarium is a Halia pump. I don't think most of you would have heard of that because it's a Chinese brand and it can't even be found on Amazon. It's really loud when it wants to be, and I've had to do many repairs on it. So it could really fail on me at any point during my trip, and I'd have very little I could do about it. Oh yeah, and some fish were still in quarantine, which meant they needed regular medication, but this wasn't so much of an issue, as I will explain very soon. I wasn't going to allow hundreds of dollars and many hours of work go to waste, so I had a plan, and this came in the form of 3 steps of preparation. The first being big water change before I left. So every tank, my goldfish aquarium, my 7-gallon smaller tropical fish aquarium, and my quarantine tank all got 80 to 90% water changes just before I left. This would help to keep nitrates as low as possible from the start and would make my helpers' life a lot easier. This is where preparation number 2 came in, the manual. This 3-page document contains a shortened version of everything my helper needs to know on how to take care of my fish, when to do water changes, how often to do them, how to take care of the feeding, how much to feed, what medication she needs to use, what medication she needs to use if some of my fish fall sick, and I was hoping this guide would keep my fish alive. Preparation number 3 came in the form of reducing nitrates, tackling the source of the problem, at least the biggest problem of my goldfish tank, because I was pretty sure that my other aquariums would handle themselves quite well. They're not overstocked, and it's only my goldfish aquarium which constantly needs attention. So to reduce nitrates, I lowered my feeding from 4 times a day, each feeding being 1 gram of Hikari fish food, to 2 times a day, which would mean 2 grams of Aquaria fish food. By halving the amount of feeding, I was hoping that this would also mean that the amount of ammonia and nitrite and nitrates would almost halve, which would mean a lot less nitrates and a lot less problems, a lot less algae blooms, a lower chance of the fish getting sick. And that's how I prepared my aquariums for my trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.